I don't see any entrance to a hole.
Is he here with you?
That's in there, Tom and Connie.
All right.
So yourself does the tour, is it?
I will probably bring you in on my phone.
So where are we today, Nicole?
The Arigna Mines.
Arigna Mines. Is that where they make gold, is it?
Yeah, where they used to collect coal.
All right, very good. And why are we here?
Because
That's a good question.
Because Grandad used to work in the mines.
All right. Who's Grandad?
Grandad Shaw,
Sounds it out. And how old is that man?
87.
Very good. And wave hello to the teacher here.
Highest.
Very funny. Very.
Taking shovel.
No, you're fine.
How are you doing, folks?
What is this one?
1975, I was 15 when I started. I was a little bit old really. They usually started here around 12 or 13. But that was the entrance into it. There was two sets of rails, one for bringing out the full hutches and one for bringing in the empties, right? Now that wire rope used to pull out the hutches because there was a mile and a half into the coal face before we started working, right? So that was it. There's a hutch there behind me. Pull them out, yeah, they were clipped onto that wire, right? Now if you have any questions at all, just ask me on the way. To mine the coal, and they're mining coal for ever since. Now, if this ever dried up, it'd be like a big lump of rust. That's like it's pure poison. Coal here was very high ash quantity, but we had a power station, which was situated 4 miles down the road, and it used to burn about 55,000 tonne of coal a year, about 150 tonne of coal a day. Now that power station closed in 1990, and that's when the mines closed, and that's the reasons the mines closed is because the power station closed. Because it wasn't feasible then just to take out the black diamond, so they closed the mines. There's thousands of tons of coal left here, which will never be mined again because health and safety would never let us into it. It's just simple.
What looks like fresh coal down at the power station.
Yeah, it all comes from China and Poland now. There's nothing. This is the last mine in Ireland to take out coal. 21 that side. And he'd shovel that. And as soon as we were finished, we could go home. Anyone that worked on the coal face was on price work or piece work. And when you started in the mine, you were brought in on the coal face, and if you were good enough, you were kept on it. And if you weren't good enough, Ladens wasn't too bad. You got a job doing something else. You got a job lifting the rails. You get a job clipping on the hutches on the old, there'd be 2 men clipping on the full hutches and 1 man clipping on the old ones, taking off those. So he always gave you a job, but the money wasn't near as good. Communication whatsoever out to the hill. You ever in your peace bag with you or your lunchbox?
No mobile phones.
Ah, Jesus, mobile phone. We hadn't even the wind-up phone, never mind the mobile. But you had no communication whatsoever out to the hill. So once you came in, that rope would start around 9 o'clock in the morning when we'd all have a hutch or 2 out, right? Now the only thing, that there'd be 2 lads putting on the clips on that one there, and there'd be 2 wires here, and they'd touch the 2 wires, and that'd be a signal to start the rope, right? So we'll chance it. Now there's the full hutches going out, clip front and back, yeah? And here's the empty ones coming in, yeah? That coal will be gone both sides, but we cannot take it out for health and safety reasons, right? So the fireman or the foreman will come in, he'd say, right Jimmy, you can go home. You come in and check it. So I'd head off, and then the brushers would come in, right? They're the lads that started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They'd come in, and they'd drill a hole there, there, and there. And then they get the sticks of gelignite, right?
Yeah.
They get 2 sticks of gelignite, they put them in each hole, right? They'd have a stem rod, just the handle of a brush, and they'd pack in the gelignite fierce tight into the hole. You had to pack her in fierce tight, because if you didn't, when you lit the charge, she'd blow out like a shotgun. So you packed her in fierce tight into the hole, you took off your carbide lamp, and you lit them 3 charges. Then you got 2 minutes to get out onto the double slope. And that'd blow that rock. See this rock here where my light is going round? It'd blow that rock down there where we had taken the coal from underneath it, right? The brushers then would have their tea break or their peace time, and they come back in when the reek and the dust would be finished. They come back in and they pack all that rock in underneath there where we had taken the coal from, right? They pack it in there, they put new timbers up, they put new rails down for us in the morning, and then the coal cutting machine would come along and undercut the coal all the way along like that there, head off down the gob, down to the next road, down to the next road, and down to the next road. That's why I said that's the only place we would see the machine was going by our foot. And then when we come in the morning, we'd have a straight face of rock there and a straight face of coal there, and we'd go in there our yard and up there our 6 and down there our 6, and that's how it would move back a yard every night. Now do you understand that? 3 brushes do 2 roads a night. No.
So they're the seams and the branches. The roads and the slopes.
Where's Chesky?
Yeah. We're finished with it.
Yeah.